Hello, Gorringes are on view this time for our sale on the 13th of December. It's our winter fine sale. We've been gathering the finest items we could lay our hands on, from Lewes to Luxembourg and beyond. And we've got an interesting selection for you, which will hopefully something in there will tickle your fancy, if not more than one something. So sort of running through the course of the sale, miscellanea, as ever, it's an absolute sort of jumble of curiosities, but we've picked out a few key items for you, such as lot 16, a London-made flintlock pistol, which is nice enough in its own right, but look at the barrel. So that has been made probably for the Turkish market, overlaid in gold and in lovely condition. We don't have a box for it or the accessories, sorry to say, but still, it's a splendid thing. Estimate £800 to £1,200. Alongside it, lot 15, Dunhill. Now, these Dunhill lucite cigarette lighters, often called aquarium lighters because typically they're decorated with fish and it looks a bit like they're a fish tank. But this one was almost certainly a special order for a lady who bred Pekingese dogs. As you see there, we all signed up on the front with the Dunhill motif. Lovely old oxidized original finish, bit worn down to the brass through use. So much loved item there. Estimate £2,000 to £3,000. Thinking of ceramics, we have, well, let's go a bit older. Let's start here, lot 67. That's a bit of Martinware, Martin Brothers stoneware, and that's a chess piece. So that's the castle. So the whole chess set would have been pretty splendid, wouldn't it? Yeah. But there's just the one, estimate £400 to £600. For something a bit more substantial in the Martinware line of things, lot 65 presents itself as this remarkable Martinware pluck. Fully signed up. I'm reading it upside down. Southall Pottery, Middlesex, 1881. And then we've got the wheel boy powering the bench boy. I don't think he's powering him, but creating power. He's actually powering the thrower, in fact. He's powering the potter's wheel, I guess. There's the pot of the thrower. And these are pretty scarce things. Anyway, there's one here illustrated in Malcolm Haslam's book, The Martin Brothers Pottery. We opened it up, page 79. There we go. There's one. Dated 1882, that one, circa. What is unusual about the one we have to offer, and as you can see, there were other models. What's unusual about this model is that it's actually named, personally naming the individuals underneath it who are working there. So that's a really nice touch. It's lot 65, estimate £7,000 to £9,000. Condition looks good as far as I can see, but condition reports for everything pretty well are online on the website, so you can look at those. And if there's some information you require further to our condition report, just drop us an email. We'll let you know. People ask provenance and things like that. So more contemporary ceramics. Lot 83 is one of a number of lots by Ewen Henderson, Studio Pottery. And you know, it looks like some sort of lava has poured down the hillside and formed as a vase or cup. And we have a number of these. There's a number on the, I'll bring a couple more up. There we go. There's two more examples. So nice studio pottery. They feel good. They're tactile. They have this rough surface. They have suitable weight or lack of weight, either which is quite impressive. So some interesting studio. We've also got Wedgwood Fairy Luster. There's earlier 18th century. There's a couple of paperweights. There's Baccarat. There's Tiffany glass. In the Asian section of the sale, as always, some nice Japanese things. Few highlights that Dan said, show these off. Lot 140, Chinese transitional vase there. Blue and white, nicely done. Chrysanthemums, magnolia. Is it signed? No signature to the base. That is lot 140, estimate £2,000 to £3,000. Picked out a bit of jade. There are other jades in the sale. This one's in at £800 to £1,200. White jade plaque, unusual, carved with the 5 immortals by the looks of things, said he, looking at it from upside down. Estimate £800 to £1,200. And the bowl here, this is lot 139, an arms bowl in blue and white. Nice inscription to the base. Estimate £1,500 to £2,000. But those are all items that Dan has his eye on as being things that might take off and make a bit more, but there's plenty of other things showing behind me, and as we know from the past, all have the potential to go on and excel. Mouseman, yes, we've got some Mouseman in the sale, starting lot 30, 2 pairs of bookends showing up there, lot 30. There's some signed royal pieces in Winston Churchill. Down below, we've got a Fendi, rare Fendi baguette mink bag there, together with some Louis Vuitton bags. There's some violins, there's booze as always, some fine wines and champagnes, some nice bronzes in the sale. This Liberty Tudoric clock, lot 69, is particularly large example. Nice size that, a nice model. I think it's quite a scarce model. A Tiffany lamp beside it at angle point, or not angle points, but counter balance lamp, lot 70. And then below it, some rather nice Maori pieces, lot 18. The frames, Maori carved and with photographs inside them of the period by a known photographer. Then next to it, this nice Bolan cover, lot 19. So, walking sticks, icons, other items abound. Let's go round that way. Around this side, larger items in the smalls category. Fancy a locomotive for Christmas, there's a good chance. Lot 5, scratch built. And up above it, an array of bronzes from something like this, Franz Bergmann, cold painted bronze, the carpet seller with the lamp that does light up, lot 36. Traditional and sort of after the antique. He's nice, the sluggard after Leighton. Not a bad casting that. Lot 42, nice colour to it as well, this sort of green tint to the patination. There's sort of Art Deco bronzes showing below, handsome pair of panthers, drifting past an early head and a nice carved marble plaque. Then we run into David Goode, who specialises, as you may have seen, in these bronze pixies or goblins. This one is called Snail Maker. He sneaks into your garden and scatters snails over your prized blooms. That is lot 48. He's the sort of medium size, pretty chunky actually, but he's in at 1,500 to 2,000. Past a run of others, there's the Didi version, lot 55. Not quite so, wouldn't take up quite so much space. And then in between that, we have others. This little trout tickler down here, great expression on his face. And then if I spin round as well, these rather splendid mushrooms that are in together, lot 57 with the snails crawling up the stems, lovely colouring to the top, and a whopping great chap here who sneaks in at night and plants weeds in your garden, lot 54. So goblins are your thing, we've got them for you. Otherwise, how about, this is Sydney Harpley, 2 nice bronzes, both from different sources as fate would have it. Girl on the Swing, estimate 3,000 to 5,000, and the Girl with the Ball, also 3,000 to 5,000 pounds. And those are a bit more contemporary. We cut out, we come back, flaws happen. The Harpley bronzes we've talked about, coming around this side. Philippe Starck, few lots in the sale to do with Philippe Starck from a local property in Brighton, including 2 of these Kalashnikov table lamps, inscribed in a sort of Gothic script around the base. Happiness is a hot gun. Those are lots 288 and 285. Furthermore, Chinese wares of all ages and types. A nice, I don't like the word nice, but a handsome Japanese Meiji period bronze eagle, lot 122, on his rock. Very finely done, all the feathering and what have you. There's another one down here. I like this one a lot as well, lot 120. He's bronze with the gilt highlights, and he's a Zuba maker. The blade guard for a samurai sword. That is what he is producing there, and that would sit inside, and he's working on it. But because it's loose, we're not leaving it there, and something else is missing, unfortunately, from alongside. But still a good thing. Bit of Clarice Cliff, bit of Versace vases. Eric Revilius, lot 73. Very handsome, this bowl. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? For Wedgwood. So there's Piccadilly Circus, and then we've got boating on the boat, the Mermaid, the boat race, Oxford Cambridge boat race, and a further ship launch or something there. So a handsome bowl, that lot 73, fully marked up underneath with the Wedgwood mark of the period, not one of the repros. Next to it, what Dan suspects is going to do very well, lot 68, Eugene Millet for Veillard, this French Japanesery aesthetic influenced dinner service, all sort of in the manner of being Japanese, with these sort of inscriptions, beautifully enameled with birds and, I think I say rightly, fish. There's the marking on the back, again giving that sort of Japanese appearance, and of course massively influenced by Japan opening up in the 1850s and the designs that came out of it. So there's some further fish, more birds, kingfishers and the like. And we've got a soup tureen and various other pieces. So fairly extensive service. Across this side, don't forget some clocks. There's some nice examples. Here's a handsome Victorian bust placed in your garden. He is inscribed on the back, but it's been so eroded over time that it would probably take some very clever technology to reveal what it was. Victor Passmore, large or small, take your pick. Lot 448 is the big one up the top. Other artwork to suit everyone's taste, I hope, from ancient portraits to Sir Terry Frost, bright, shiny, colourful prints. So good mixture there. We'll look at the art again in a minute, but I bring you through here into the main sale room. So Robert Lenkowitz, huge example there, fairly significant work to do with his homeless charity projects. That is lot 437. Next to it, how about a haberdasher's cabinet, if that's not your thing, with best pins, hooks and eyes, etc., inscribed to the fronts of the drawers on the old labels. Nice colour to it as well. A Russell Flint original, not one of the multitude of prints that we see all the time. Lot 350, this is the actual genuine thing, the original from which I think I'm right in saying a print was made. Good selection of mirrors. This one comes with a bag of bits. It's sort of dried out and the gesso has flaked away, but we've got most of the pieces, so it can be improved and repaired. A fabulous Francois Linke writing table here, original leather top, looking a little bit worn the top, but otherwise in really nice condition. It says here, open the drawers, the label falls off. Just really lovely quality, crisp ormolu to it. Over the back, more Philippe Starck. These are Cadre wall mirrors, all individual lots. Alex has done a cracking job there, no pun intended, of hanging them. And they look really striking up there, don't they? You like those? Yes, good. Then round here, if you're after a club fender, we've got two good examples for you. Nice oak one. You don't see these in solid wood usually, I suppose partly because the idea is they get a bit singed by the fire. But this is good old English oak. It's backed in brass, lovely solid thick brass. So that perhaps protects it a bit more. Lovely colour, nice pattern, lot 272. Next to it, a more traditional type with the brown leather buttoned top. Yes, more comfortable. More mirrors. Nice regulator, I suppose that's sort of William IV, early Victorian. James Edwards of London, lot 246. Cellaret to put your wine in. Walnut furniture, deco bronzes, the Archer here. Lot 47 by Salvatore Riolo. Very strong, handsome piece that. More clocks. Nice mirror here. I have a fair few questions about this. This is lot 257, George II and later we say. It is lovely burr walnut, rich dark colour. Most of the giltwork looks original. It's been broken off at the top because it got bashed into something, as they all do. I think these sconces are later, but they're old. They're nice quality and they're of age, but probably didn't start life upon it. So I think that's where our George II and later comes from. Plate does look absolutely original. Look at that. You can just about see yourself in it. Carrying on, more fancy clocks, more mirrors, etc. A Symphonian long case clock. You open up the door and there we are. You can play your discs. So it's an early record player basically with the metal discs in the base there. That's lot 244. Whopping great Dutch vitrine or display cabinet, walnut and marquetry, lot 260. You need to measure your ceiling for that one. It's tall. Very nice quality. This was bought here in Gorringes about 10 years ago, maybe a bit more, for £3,800. It's from a deceased estate, so it's back in, and you know prices have dropped. We've got it in just at 600 to 800, lot 270. I would hope it would go up towards 1,000 plus because it does have the quality, and quality counts still. Then, what else have we got? We've got more. We've got art for you. I got the stairs sort of semi facing you. So an array of art, as always, around the room. Alex done a cracking job sorting this all out. From the old master type works right the way through to contemporary. As you wander past viewing the pictures, you might consider this Steinway and Sons piano, lot 276, or you might consider this Fornasetti screen, lot 280. Genuine 1950s one. They made some later ones, but that's the 50s one, and you can tell as you look at the back, it's decorated. There we go. So we're told. So Fornasetti screen, big Victorian half-tester bed here, but what makes this is really partly the design across the top, and this fabulous parquetry to the front, lot 277, Charles Bevan design, we think. Sitting upon it, some big old canteens of silver, pitchers and goblets. This is a fabulous canteen of French flatware and cutlery, all in the original case. Next to it, with its original canvas and leather travelling trunk, lot 487. Let's dwell on this a little bit. They're not the most fashionable, but I like them. This is Victorian. It's coromandel wood, brass bound. Open up the lid, and then we open up the front. We note it's got a Bramar lock, which is a high quality lock, and there's your silver dressing accessories. Those swing out like so. I think there would have been some sort of little tray or something in here, I would expect, that would have been fitted probably with tools. And then we note there's a drawer, but how do we get into the drawer? It's secret, oh dear. Looking for a button, no sign of it. But note this, see these flathead screws? One of them suspiciously more worn than another. Give it a push, and out pops the base drawer. How dull, we say, just a leather top? No, it's not. Milady's jewellery resides within it. It's just from another era, a golden era, some might say. Ring holders, bracelet holders, etc. Lovely thing, super quality. Completely useless, I suppose, but then isn't half the stuff we have here completely useless, but it doesn't make it any less wonderful. All silver mounted cut glass jars. So anyway, that's that. Carrying on, heading this way. We've got horses, we've got belly dancers, we've got beaches in Cornwall. An array of art, hopefully to suit all tastes. In particular, and standing out, I suppose, just by sheer exuberance, is almost a wall of Doily John. So, do we talk about Doily John? Why not? Doily John, Cecil Rochefort, Doily John, English artist, works in the south of France, but also hops over to the Caribbean and elsewhere. 20, 30 years ago, people would see these in the sale rooms and go, and look down their noses at them. They weren't expensive. Today, reappraised, much more popular. They're getting expensive. They can easily be £1,000 or more. We have a fabulous selection of them. This is a pretty typical doily, fishing boat, south of France. There's two of them, different versions. The cafe scenes. Then we drift into Venice. A bit more interesting, a little bit more unusual. Below it, Bruges. Now, a gentleman from Bruges has been in touch and said Bruges doesn't look anything like that. So if that was in the brochure and you went there, you'd feel shortchanged. And he does. He said, I can't believe this. It's not Bruges, you idiots. He said, the buildings don't look like that. The colours aren't like that. The people aren't like that. But Cecil Rochefort Doily John decided that was Bruges, and that's what he wrote on the back. So if he said it was, he painted it. It's his call. Carrying on, a nighttime one. Mediterranean again, lot 370, just a little bit different. We have a lot of collectors for these, and they do start looking for the ones they haven't got, because he did repeat himself to some extent. Anyway, lots of lovely Doily Johns. How about an Elliot Hodgkin? Joe found this on one of his jobs. Nice study of tulips. We sold a fabulous work by Hodgkin of lemons earlier in the year that made about 15, 16,000, or was it over 20? It was over 20,000. Here's the tulips, hotly sought after, not very nicely presented. I think that'll end up reframed. Some James Isherwoods, a collection of those showing across the back. In the jewellery counter, all sorts of goodies. Let's go from old to new. So down this end, things like this nice tea caddy with its pineapple finials, for which we've got a CITES permit because it's less than 10% of the whole object. That's lot 466. A mixture of things like salvers and wine coasters. Sorry, rubbing that. An unusually large Victorian overlaid scent bottle, lot 491. Smoker's Compendium, some lovely little enamelled timepieces. That's 507. There's another one that's even smaller. Some good Chinese export silver. Things like this 514, the mug, and there's another mug, almost its pair. I shall slide out. That is lot 517, both by the same maker. So we've got the same dragon handles, we've got slightly differing decorations, and nice, aren't they? Slightly differing conditions. There's also a tea caddy in there and other items like this nice planter or jardiniere, lot 515. So some good Chinese export silver. Up to the more contemporary, this is a Cartier, Puy-Focard, retailed by Cartier. I suppose one could put one's caviar in there or whatever else you want to put in your pot, really. Lot 521. There's some French silver underplates. And last but not least, the final lot of the silver sale, lot 527. Very heavy. This Patrick Mavros novelty silver hippopotami wine coaster. Great fun with the original box. So there's a host of good things for you to consider blowing your money on this Christmas, treating yourself to that Christmas present you've earned. We'll go and have a look in the jewellery just to round things up. So in the strong room where all the treasures are kept, kicking off watches, ever popular, ever increasing in value, it seems, particularly for the wristwatches. An array of Rolex and other makes. I guess the star of the show is lot 536, this 1956 Rolex. Oyster Perpetual with, I forget, Roger's looked up all the correct names on it, but that's, these things are just going great guns. It's the Submariner, and it's the version of it, and the earlier they are, generally speaking, the more desirable they are. So that's 536, estimate 12 to 18,000. More showy, but probably less expensive, 535, 18 karat gold with the day date, and the diamonds, 7 to 10,000. An array of ladies' watches as well, from this little steel and gold Rolex through to the all gold, but more restrained in, although textured, interesting engraving on that. Cartier over here, so good selection of ladies' wristwatches, and Patek Philippe. So good mixture there. I'll move that out the way. Let's put that there for now, and then have a look at some jewellery. Now, there's I think a really good mix and selection of jewellery at this time. Highlights perhaps, this is interesting, 561, Carlo Giuliano, I think more appropriately. So 561, Carlo Giuliano, this diamond set pendant in box, now 100% original box, looks to have always spent its life there, but it's not signed on the actual piece. So buyers will, I guess, make up their minds as to exactly whether it's definitely by Giuliano or retailed by them, what have you. But 561, good looking gem that. Other good looking gems running throughout the section, such as the brooch there, more restrained, the starburst, lovely and bright though, isn't it? 567. Nice little cameo jewellery here, 568 in the original box, beautifully carved. Look at this, these hippogriffs and what have you. Nice thing that. Plenty of more modern jewellery. Let me find a tray with some more up-to-date pieces in, because it's not all the old stuff. Sorry, dragging that away as you're looking. Here we go. This is sort of brings us up into the 20th century, that's for sure, with things like this great fun Astwood Dickinson 18 karat lobster brooch. That's a nice link, isn't it? Yes. Italian textured 18 karat gold. Kuczynski cufflinks, again in 18 karat. Good weight to those, almost too much weight, one might say. Very stylish brooch there, pierced and decorated. And other items, a whole host, a lovely signet ring. Look at that, very well carved. That's a real corker there. And so on rings, there are more rings than this. This is the tail end tray, but running from things like this Vivian Torun for Jensen, silver and rutilated crystal ring that would really stand up on your finger, through to more conventional, rather handsome emerald and diamonds there, lot 628. Impressive, we have said in the cataloguing. Estimate 4 to 6,000. There's some good bright diamonds as well, 627. Yes, that's got a real sparkle to it. Sorry, instead dropping it down. There we go. So yes, other trays of jewellery So more to look at, as is the whole of the sale. There's a whole host of other things. If I did it all, it'd be on for hours, and I'm probably boring you already. So come along and have a look. It's the best way to do it. On view tomorrow, which is Friday, Saturday till 1 o'clock. Otherwise, come in on Monday and view then. We are officially open for viewing. Sales on Tuesday. If you can't get down, have a look at the website. Send us queries, phone us up, ask us all about it. We'd love to speak to you, and we look forward to seeing you one way or another at the sale. Thank you.